Hello guys, welcome to another design video. Today we're doing Slipstream Designs. This idea was suggested by Philok19. He has been subscribed to me for a while now, so I thought, hey, I should do this. And also a special shout out also to Pig from Barnyard, great name by the way, who also suggested me doing more pastel colors. So this is kind of for the both of you, so you can share a video. Oh, that's cute. So anyway, today we're doing Slipstream Designs, and I'm also going to be kind of doing a pastel design, as you can see here on my screen already. This will be the first design, and I think we'll just go right into it. So I'm just going to get right into it. So this is the first design. It was inspired by Mark Yududa's old Slipstream design from as he was still in his prime and playing and being a pro. And I really love this design. I use a similar kind of thing for my designs on my really old videos if you go back and look at that. But this is the preset he used, except from the painted octane, of course, because painted octanes weren't around then, so I just added that as well. And I think this is a really just good and clean, nice little design, so let's just get right into it. So for the octanes, we're using a pink octane on the blue side, and the orange car looks like this, with blue ones, of course. The Bacchus mod kind of spazzes out sometimes when you're switching cars quickly. So for the blue side, we are using pink. And for the orange side, we're using blue, so we're doing kind of a color swap thing there. Then for the decal, we're using Slipstream. Of course, in all of these designs, we'll be using Slipstream. So for the primary, I went with the standard sky blue, I always call it. So this is like a super light blue, and you can use this, of course, as well. It doesn't really matter what your primary is, because the secondary is the whole, dictates the whole design on this one. So you can even go with green if you really want to do that, like a mint green. That also works nice. It's like a mint and strawberry kind of design. Yeah, but I decided to go with this color because this is just personally my favorite. You can also go with the darker one if you like that more, or a purple. That also looks kind of good. And for the secondary, we are using the top pink color here. This is really the only pink that matches pink painted stuff in the game, which I find kind of weird. Like, this is a bit too bright and this is way too neon, so we're not going to be using that. Funnily enough, there are some colors in the game where you can't match them perfectly, but hey. So this is the pink we'll be using, and then for the orange side, we'll be using I just picked the brightest pink. You can also go one lighter if you want to have that. You can also go red. You can also go orange if you like that better. But this is just basically the primary, so it doesn't really matter too much. And we'll be using the sky blue secondary as the secondary paint. So paint finishes, there are none because it's a Slipstream mystery decal. Onto the wheels. Now I don't have these wheels, so I'll just say it as I see it. So on the orange side, we'll be using sky blue sunburst. These are very cheap actually, I think, at the moment, so great pickup. If you like this design, really good time to pick it up, seeing as the Slipstream isn't really that expensive either. Even the pink and the sky blue octanes aren't that expensive, so really good thing to get. And on the blue side, we are using pink sunburst, so all matching, all really nice. As the boost, on the blue side, we're using a pink standard, and on the orange side, we're using a sky blue standard. So basically just match everything. As the boost, I decided to pick a light speed, seeing as the normal light speed is sky blue already. And then on the blue side, we're using a pink one, because that matches as well. Gold explosions, nothing really noteworthy there that you can use. Antennas and toppers, we're not using that. So that is our first design. So for the next design, I thought, hey, the new items have come out, like the legacy items. So I wanted to do a design with these as well. And I thought the Slipstream was a really cool decal to do it on, because also, for those of you who don't know, on some of the colors on the Slipstream, like here, the lines going diagonally from left to right, and the Slipstream, I guess, effect going from right to left diagonally, they sometimes have different colors depending on what color you pick as a secondary. So I thought I would go with a golden kind of look for this one. It's like a golden stripes, and I think that's pretty cool. So let's get into the items. We're using a non-painted octane because if you use orange or saffron, it's not really going to fit. One variant maybe would be the white one. That would look cool, but I thought, hey, I'm just going to keep it nice and clean, so I'm just not going to use a painted octane for this one. For the decal, I was using Slipstream, of course. For the primary, we are using a dark kind of light blue, so we kind of took the color out of that to really highlight the orange and the, I guess, golden color of the slipstream. Then for the secondary, we are using a light orange. Now, you could think that maybe use yellow because it's like goldeny, but I use orange. The lightest one is kind of too light for this, and the one below that is too orangey. So in the middle is kind of where it's perfect, seeing as we have like the light, and then the other diagonal lines match the Daichi Oros perfectly. So that works. On the orange side, we are going with like a brown color. You can also do dark red if you do like that more, or dark pink, or whatever dark primary you like, because that's not the focus of this. The focus is the slipstream. So I went with the same golden color, seeing as you can't really vary much on this. Maybe you could do like a different primary and like a black secondary if you like that look better, or you can pick like a different color, but this is what I decided to go with. For the wheels, we're using the Daichi Oros, which are the legacy items that everybody got before the free-to-play update. So everybody who played the free-to-play update now probably doesn't have these. For the boost, we're using the Golden Cosmos. I was thinking, hey, let's stay in the theme of getting the legacy items there. I know the boost isn't really that cool, like I don't think it's as cool as everybody expected it to be, but it fits really nicely on this car. And to match the black cloud coming out the back of the boost as a trail, we are using the Rally Tracks 1, which you can barely see on this, but they are there. You can also use any black trail if you so feel like it, like the Black Lightspeed, for example. But I just chose the Rally Tracks just to make this design a bit more different. Also, if you don't want to use the Golden Cosmos boost, you can also use something like Sparkles, works really well, or just standard, you know, like a standard yellow, that would work too, or any other kind of flame boost you have. So yeah, and that was the Daichi Oro design, and let's move right on to the next one. So for the third design, I thought, hey, we've been using the secondary so much, it's time to show the primary colors some love. So what I've done here is, if you're using the slipstream and you match the primary color of a car to the primary color, like the painted color, sorry, of the car, and the slipstream color to the secondary color of the wheels, which in this case are lime zombas, then you get like a really cool two-tone car. So there's two colors on this car and nothing else, which is really cool. And I think it brings like a really nice aesthetic to it. I have used this car a lot in the past, so yeah. So for the blue side, I think I need to do this one darker. No, never mind. It also works like this. As I said, sometimes the colors don't match perfectly, so this is like the closest match I can get. I did use the lighter blue because it matches the Zomba color of the blue a lot better. So anyway, we are using a sky blue octane on the blue side, and for the orange side we are using a orange octane. So that's how that looks. For the decal, we're using Slipstream as always. For the primary paint on the blue side, we are using the lightest blue, as I just showed. You can use this, all depends on your graphic settings if this fits better than this, but I like using the lighter blue also because it gives it like a more summery vibe, you know, it's pretty cool. To match the lime, I used the yellow to match the lime, seeing as yellow is the closest, because if you use green it just looks too green. You can go lighter here, but that doesn't really match it either, as I said. Lime's hard color to match if you're doing paint finishes only and not like lime painted items everywhere. So this is the closest I can kind of get it. If you do have any other suggestions or anything, let me know. For the orange side, we are using just a basic orange, Stockton orange for this, because it matches the orange perfectly already. And for the purple, we are using one lighter than the standard purple. Now the standard purple I think is a bit too dark. It looks more like dark blue. So that's why you can also use one lighter if you prefer, but I like using this one to match the purple. For the boost, we're using a orange boost for the primary, to match the primary on the orange side. And no, I don't want to match, thank you. And for the blue side, we're using a sky blue boost, there you go. So what I always try to do is, whenever I'm choosing the boost, I always like to go all color. So like, say for example here, So for example, if I do like a all sky blue design, then you just do sky blue boost, sky blue trail. If I have two, I always like matching both of the boosts to both of the primaries, and then both of the trails both of the secondaries, because boost is like a primary color and trails are like a secondary color. That's just my opinion, but that's what I do. Speaking of trails, we are using a lime tachyon 3 for the blue side, and a purple tachyon 3 for the orange side. Now I chose the tachyon 3 mainly because it has the same kind of motion and the same kind of layout, I guess, as the Slipstream. So they both move in a linear fashion and they both have like a lot of straight lines going up, so I just thought it looked cool and it fit. That's basically all I had behind that. And yeah, gold explosion, all up to you guys, whatever you like to use, because I know a lot of people like to use certain gold explosions. Also, gold explosions don't really match cars. Like, I don't really see the point because you only see it when you score, and that's only very shortly, so it doesn't really matter too much. Let's get on to our fourth design. Now for our fourth design, I know a lot of you are punching the air right now because, hey, look, it's all white, but hey, it looks good. So for the fourth design, we are doing no color matching at all, except from all the white that's going on. So we are using a titanium white octane, we are using a slipstream as always, we're using a light blue, you can always use the secondary blue, that's also fine. I'm using white as a secondary, pink and white as a secondary again. For the wheels, we are using a white Zombers. For the boost, we are using the Season 11 Silver Boost. And for the trail, we're using a Laser Wave 3, I'm sorry, as the trail. And as a topper, you may see I have a white halo just because it fit the theme, so that's pretty cool. Now I think to see true appreciation for this car, we're going to have to go and play a local match. Or just hop into training, I guess. So the real beauty of this car comes from when you're actually driving, because you see the white Slipstream, which you can't see now, but then the trail and the boost work really well together, so it's like the Slipstream's coming out the back of your car. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but I think it looks pretty cool because it all looks very flowy and windy and slipstreamy, and yeah, so that kind of works with the car. So you don't really need the halo for this car, I just put it on because I thought it was funny. And yeah, this is a very, very fresh design. I think the Slipstream is probably one of the best decals when it comes to using white as a secondary, because it's a very, like, the Slipstream doesn't blend at all. It's a secondary and a primary, that's it. So it's not like the Spectre where there's like a third color, or the Bubbly where it all like blends into one, or the Heatwave. The Heatwave looks really good as well with the secondary, but I think it's a bit too aggressive. So I think the Slipstream looks really, really nice with the titanium white primary. Also, if you don't have the octane, that's also fine. It still looks just as clean without it, also without the topper. So this design is also okay. And also, if you don't have white Zombers, you can also pick up a cheaper variant to make it look good, or like black wheels if you have those. Another suggestion I have, if there are people who are legacy players, you can also use the Nissan GTR wheels, which are titanium white, so that looks good as well if you're looking for like a more budget option to have a white car. So let's move on to our final design, and yeah, now for all of you who are completely yearning for the most try-hardiest car ever that you can make with a Slipstream, well, here you go. This is Ixo's car. I mean, it's an old version, I think he uses something different now, but this is the car he used to use. So it's a Slipstream design, and I think the wheels he actually uses black Veloce, but I just put my tunicas on because I was like, hey, why not? He uses the titanium white octane, he uses the Slipstream, and he uses one of the darkest primaries and black as the secondary, and the darkest kind of red pink, I guess, and a black secondary. For the wheels, we have the tunicas. We can also use the Cristianos if we want to. Where are they? Here they are. There we go. If you really want to be that try hard, but I like using the black wheels with this because it matches this. So it's the boost, we're using black standard. If you have Bacchus mod, go for the alpha boost. If you want to do completely correct, you can also do it white. That also matches pretty well. For the trail, we're using just a classic trail because all pros use classic trail apparently. And alpha boost because why use cool colored items if you have the best items in the game. Gold explosion, I just put the titanium white atomizer on. I think he does actually use the atomizer, I'm not too sure. But yeah, if you want to look for a budget variant, as I said, the black wheels can be swapped out by Cristianos, and the white octane you can just use an unpainted one that makes it all super dark. Now, the reason I chose this design was because I used to use Slipstream a lot back in the day, but I always used it on like super bright designs and colorful stuff, and I was like, hey, I really want like a Tryhard car with this, so I tried to fiddle it about a bit, and this is the car I got. And then later, because I'm a big fan of Ixo as well, because I love his 1v1s and like his flashy skills and dribble stuff and like cool mechanics, right? And I saw he also used almost the same car that I made, except with the white octane, because I didn't have it at that point. So yeah, so I was really hyped about this design, so I've loved it ever since, and I still sometimes use it to this day. And yeah, so if you want to try it out, go for it. As I said, white octane, back wheels not necessary, just makes it look cooler. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed these Slipstream designs. Next, I'm thinking about doing a Spectre designs, because I think the Spectre's a really interesting black market decal that people still sleep on to this day. So I might do that, and I'm also going to make another budget car design video, so the exact same format as my one that I posted a few weeks ago. So definitely sub if you want to see that. We're almost 1k, and then I can get a creator code. That would be so poggers. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what you want to see, and see you later, and peace.